Hi everyone, welcome to the Celebrity Diaries, the captivating universe of one of the most persuasive voices in media, Don Lemon. Known for his sharp experiences and intense suppositions, Don Lemon isn't simply an unmistakable CNN anchor, he's also a man of striking differentiations. What's more, convincing stories envision beginning your day with a perspective on your own rambling chateau, driving out in one of the most lavish vehicles, and knowing that your diligent effort has prompted an amazing total assets for Don Lemon. This isn't simply a fantasy, it's his world, yet past the marvelousness and allure, there's a great deal more to his excursion. In this video, we'll reveal how Don Lemon has fabricated his vocation, the difficulties he's faced as a gay man in the public eye, and the way of life that mirrors his prosperity, so prepare to investigate the universe of Don Lemon more than ever. Don Lemon, a noticeable American writer and TV commentator, has caused huge disturbances on the planet of broadcasting, hoarding a total assets assessed at $20 million. Most popular for his job as a key anchor at CNN, Lemon has laid out himself as an imposing presence in reporting. This noticeable quality was reflected in his public persona as well as in his monetary profit at the pinnacle of his vocation with CNN. Don Lemon directed an amazing yearly compensation of $7 million. This figure features the worth the organization put on his editorial commitments and his part in molding the organization by customizing the subtleties encompassing Lemon's takeoff from CNN. Give further understanding into his monetary remaining in February 2024. CNN agreed with Lemon, worth more than $24 million. This settlement is outstanding since it addresses the excess worth of Lemon's agreement, which was set to keep going for multiple more years at the hour of his excusal. Past his monetary achievement, Don Lemon's vocation is recognized by his accomplishments and honors. His work on CNN has acquired him a few esteemed grants, including 3 Emmy grants. These awards highlight his greatness in reporting. What's more, his capacity to draw in and illuminate crowds with his announcing. Also, Don Lemon's impact reaches out past his proficient achievements. He is perceived as quite possibly one of the most compelling African Americans and LGBTQ figures in communicating his perceivability. What's more, promotions here have added to more extensive conversations on portrayal and variety in media, further establishing his job as a critical social and cultural figure. Don Lemon was brought into the world on Spring 1st, 1966, in Cudgel Rouge, Louisiana. He is the child of Catherine Marie Boleyn and Wilman Lee Richardson. His dad, an unmistakable lawyer, assumed a prominent part in common privileges history by leading a fruitful claim. Testing isolation on open transportation in Twirly-Doo Rouge. At first, Don Lemon was brought into the world under the family name of his mom's then, at that point, spouse. In any case, he found that Wilman Lee Richardson was his natural dad. At the point when he was only 5 years of age, this early disclosure about his parentage didn't decrease his feeling of character, however, maybe improved it, interfacing him to a more extensive tradition of activism and support. During his early stages, Lemon was effectively engaged with his high school local area and was chosen class president in his senior year, exhibiting early indications of authority and public speaking ability. After secondary school, he sought advanced education at Louisiana State College prior to moving to Brooklyn School in New York. At Brooklyn School, Lemon studied news coverage, a field that would turn into his long-lasting energy and profession. While learning at Brooklyn School, Lemon acquired functional experience in reporting by filling in as a news collaborator at a Fox News subsidiary in New York. This active experience was instrumental in fostering his abilities. Also, comprehension of the media scene prior to finishing his certificate. Lemon's vocation started to come to fruition as he worked for a few Fox News subsidiaries. His initial proficient jobs included revealing for associates in Birmingham, Alabama, and Pennsylvania. His work during this period was set apart by a fast change from correspondent to end-of-the-week news anchor, mirroring his developing skill. Furthermore, in addition to flexibility in broadcasting, he likewise assumed the job of insightful correspondent for a partner in St. Louis, where he sharpened his insightful abilities and handled critical stories. Lemon's vocation direction drove him to NBC News' Fundamental Tasks Center in New York City, a significant achievement that permitted him to extend his impact in the field. He showed up on high-profile projects such as Today and NBC Evening News, where he showed his capacity to cover a wide scope of reports with lucidity and influence. Moreover, he filled in as the host of End of the Week Today on MSNBC, further laying out his presence in public IC news. Don Lemon's vocation took a huge turn in 2003 when he moved to Chicago to work at NBC subsidiary WQ Television. His time at WQ Television was set apart by significant achievement and acknowledgement. Lemon's revealing and co-mooring of nearby news procured him 3 Emmy grants, featuring his excellent abilities and the effect of his work. Eminently, Lemon got these awards for his inclusion of outstanding stories, including a critical business show named Life on Craigslist and a piercing report on the HIV/AIDS plague in Africa. These accomplishments not only highlighted his capacity to handle assorted and complex issues, but also laid out for him as a regarded writer in the business. The achievement Lemon delighted in at WMAQ Television cleared the way for his next significant vocation move. In 2006, he joined CNN, a choice that would fundamentally impact his vocation direction and public profile. Lemon's residency at CNN brought him broad acknowledgement and changed him into a conspicuous figure in American reporting. His residency at CNN was set apart by a takeoff from conventional editorial objectivity, as he became known for his frank and frequently disputable assessments. Lemon's way to deal with newscasting at CNN was portrayed by a readiness to communicate solid individual views, which put him aside from large numbers of his companions. This change in style prompted a few dubious minutes as Lemon offered expressions that a few watchers found provocative. His readiness to challenge customary standards and straightforwardly scrutinize political figures and occasions procured him both a case and analysis. One of the critical turning points in Lemon's CNN profession came after the 2016 appointment of President Donald Trump. Lemon turned out to be progressively vocal about his reactions to Trump, denouncing him as prejudiced and connecting him with racial oppression. This period denoted a prominent escalation in Lemon's unequivocal quality and candor with respect to his individual perspectives on air. His reactions to Trump were not restricted to the president alone. Lemon likewise designated Trump's allies, which further powered contention following the 2020 political race. Lemon kept on communicating his scorn for Trump and his allies. His comments, which included deriding Trump and his base, added to a developing polarization among watchers in one especially hostile portion. Lemon, what's more, his visitors utilized counterfeit Southern accents to say Trump allies, a demonstration that many saw as an affront to their insight. Lemon's ensuing chuckling during the section was reprimanded by a few onlookers as amateurish and ill-bred. Notwithstanding his prominent, what's more, significant impact, Lemon's profession at CNN was not without its difficulties. A series of debates combined with declining viewership in the end prompted his takeoff from the organization on April 24, 2023. CNN declared Lemon's terminating, denoting the finish of a huge section in his profession. The choice to head out in different directions with Lemon mirrored the complex and frequently hostile nature of his residency at the organization. With this achievement, nothing unexpected, we'd include his ultra-sumptuous home's chateau and manor in Hamptons, New York. Don Lemon's home, a beguiling and roomy 3,500 FT home, represents an agreeable mix of solace and class procured by Lemon from Hang Harbor in 2016. The 4-room home is elegantly outfitted, offering a calm and welcoming air that mirrors the home proprietor's refined taste and regard for detail. The outside of the house is similarly enthralling, painted in a work of art, light dim. The home exemplifies ageless style supplemented by lavish vegetation that improves its tranquil feel. Encompassing the house are mature trees that offer both shade and protection, adding to the property's peaceful setting. The exemplary pioneer design of the house is further emphasized by the intriguing open-air porch region, which incorporates agreeable loungers ideal for getting a charge out of bright days. This outside space is intended for unwinding and easygoing engagement, flawlessly mixing with the regular environmental factors. One of the champion elements of the property is the cool, peaceful pool situated in a calculated way between the primary house and a visitor house. The pool fills in as a point of convergence for both relaxation and parties. Its situation establishes an optimal climate environment for open-air amusement with a covered eating region close by that gives an enchanting setting to outdoor dinners. Under the shelter of trees, the pool region is intended to be both practical and, what's more, tastefully satisfying, with daylight spilling through French entryways that lead to the entry of the home. Upon entering the home, guests are welcomed by an exemplary wooden flight of stairs with a nimbly bended handrail, which adds a bit of refinement to the space. The flight of stairs is flanked by eccentric caps holding tight the walls, adding a one-of-a-kind and individual touch to the style. The living room, a focal component of the house, is outfitted with a huge naval force couch and brightened with nautical-themed fine art set against finished hardwood floors.